Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas.
Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to
Kamyavan.
Shri Braj Mandal. This place is known as Kirsagar or Krishna Kund, otherwise known as Bhojan Stali or Bhojan Tali, because in the place where they have Bhojan, where they eat, they have a Tali. So there's a Tali in the Stali.
And then this is the temple here. And then, most astonishingly, we found these two cow people.
Oh! Radhe Radhe,
Radhe
Anup Krishna and Sudevi.
Part 2.
Part 2. Radhe Radhe, Dandavat Pranam. Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam, dear Vaishnavas.
So welcome to our beautiful day at Kamyavan. Today we're going to go to so many locations. We just wanted to start here. As our Guru Dev, Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja, he would always begin on this day by bringing us to Bhojan Sthali. So we wanted to bring all of you here as well. And we're going to make some offerings on all of your and our behalfs, where Krishna and the cowherd boys would take their lunch, where they would eat. So we're going to make some offerings there.
So,
but first...
Yeah, what happened here, Kishori ji?
So first we're going to take some achman in Krishna Kund in Kirsagar. What happened here? After Krishna killed the demon known as Vyomasura, he came and he took bath here in this very Kund. So it is known as Kirsagar because actually it's an ocean of transcendental nectar.
Milk and honey.
And also it's known as Krishna Kund because he bathed here. And right after he bathed here, then he had lunch with his cowherd boy friends. So we're just going to take achman on behalf of all of you here.
Jai.
I might go in.
Good luck.
Okay.
Don't worry, you don't have a phone to lose.
I have to turn around the other way so I can reach you with my right hand.
They can't get to the water.
Shri Krishna Kund ki
Jai! Jehu! Jehu! Jehu!
It went up. Yeah, they saw it. Okay. Shri Gurudev
Ki Jai!
Shri Prabhupada
Ki Jai!
Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga
Ki
Ki Jai!
Jai!
Pati Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu
Ki Jai!
Prem Purushottam Shachinandana Gaur Hari
Ki Jai!
Radha Vino Bihari Ju
Ki Jai!
Radha Ramana Ju Ki
Jai!
Giriraj Mahārāja
Ki Jai!
Harinama Sankirtana
Ki Jai!
Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki
Jai!
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki
Jai!
Gaura Premanande
Hari Hari Bo!
So now we're going to make an offering over there at the Tali. It's kind of, we would say, carved out in the stones there. A place where the food, the fruit and the bhog can be kept for Krishna. So Krishna and his cowherd boyfriends were eating over here. And so we're going to go to that place now.
Okay. She's like, wow, with background music, you're getting better and better. We realize that it just sets a mood even for the locals around. They become a little more quiet and a little more shanti because generally they listen to really crazy music, so it's quite nice. So, do you think that the internet will work in here?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah, why not? It should. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, wrong one.
यथाशक्ति कोई टर्म एंड कंडीशन नहीं है, मान्यता तो है.
You have. राधे राधे।
राधे राधे। देखो और भैया ठीक है? हाँ ठीक है, तुम सुना से देख रहे छुट्टी हिंदुस्तान की महिमा तो इतनी है कि शब्द कम पड़ जाएंगे। महिमा का तो शब्द ही नहीं।
So as you can see, this is the place where the cowherd boys would come to take lunch.
तो जी वो हटा देंगे। अच्छा लगेगा। क्या चीज? ये? हाँ ये।
And here is the actual.
I didn't see biscuit. Biscuit.
This is like part of the stone, and then here are. This is what like the bowls. I remember our Gurudev would come here, and they would do offerings here. So this is what we're doing here. We're making offerings on behalf of all of you.
Yes, this is all you. Each persimmon represents a different devotee. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare. I don't have any keys. Hare Hare. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hari
Will you say
something?
चलू जी हिंदी समझे ना ये?
थोड़ा हिंदी
थोड़ा
बिल्कुल सब।
अच्छा
हाँ सब।
हाँ तनुज
Okay, can you speak something?
They want to speak something and they want to translate.
Oh.
अगर पावन भूमि की बात करें ना, तो ब्रज 84 कोसी परिक्रमा
We're getting Hari Katha.
के लिए ठाकुर के करोड़ों भक्त ठाकुर का ही नाम लेकर के ठाकुर की ही कृपा से देश विदेश से ब्रज मंडल में आते हैं, ठाकुर के निज धाम काम्यवन धाम में आते हैं, ब्रज 84 परिक्रमा,
saying Krishna's name and remembering Krishna.
वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण जिनको संपूर्ण अवतार बोला गया है, बोलना भी चाहिए।
Vasudeva Sri Krishna is said he's Purna Avatar because he's Bhagwan. He himself says, I'm the controller, I'm Bhagwan. He has given proof also for that, to prove himself that he is God.
ये नारी रूपी शिला जिसके ऊपर भगवान विराजमान हुए वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण, ये नारी रूपी शिला है। अब इस शिला को नारी रूप मिला कैसे?
He said it's Nari Rup, Nari is female रूप स्वरूप शिला।
त्रेता युग मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम भगवान श्री राम का वंश दशरथ जी से पहले कुबलास नाम के एक राजा हुए थे, उनके कोई संतान नहीं थे। भगवान विष्णु की घोर आराधना करी है, ठाकुर जी की लीला, ठाकुर जी की कृपा।
I don't think this is very legit.
अयोध्या नरेश कुबलास को कन्या रत्न की प्राप्ति हुई है और राजा ने अपनी कन्या का नाम रखा है कृष्णावती। और ये जो कृष्णावती नाम की कन्या है ना,
they just mixing and trying to attract us
इसी में भगवान
only
विष्णु
because
की
we know
तपस्या
so
करी और
many
अपने
things
लिए
which
भगवान
are
से
from our
वरदान
Gurudev.
Yes.
He said before the dynasty of Lord Ramchandra.
Don't tell the misconceptions. Just
So
keep it.
So Radhe Radhe Prabhuji.
So this place is where Krishna and the cowherd boys came. Actually, they would come to this area in Kamyavan regularly. What is special about Kamyavan? Kamyavan or Kamavan, otherwise now known as Kaman. Kama means love and affection. It's not the love of this material world, which is otherwise known as lust. In this place, Kamyavan, this is where Nanda Baba, Vrishabhanu Mahārāja, and all of the Brajavasis shifted to from Gokul. So they actually moved many times because so many demons were coming and attacking. So they were shifting. After Gokul, they went to Chatikara, which is just where the main road turns into Vrindavan. When you're driving in a taxi and then you turn left, that place is known as Chatikara. From there, they came out to, I think, Koshikalan for just a little bit, and then they came into Kamyavan. So they were here for quite some time in the forest of Kamyavan. And Kamya also means beautiful, wonderful. What are those other words, Sudevi, you were mentioning?
Super excellent, the wish fulfilling, both material and spiritual desires. Everything is accomplished here, but also the service of Krishna.
So all desires can be fulfilled here, but we don't have any other desire, or we should not, when we come to these places. Why? Because if we're asking for anything less, imagine having the most valuable currency to trade for the most valuable thing, and instead we're asking for the husk of rice. That's what Dhruva Mahārāja said when he saw Nārāyaṇa. He was like, my God, I was praying for the most valuable thing in this material world, but compared to you, who are like the most beautiful gemstone, I have asked for nothing but the husk of rice or broken glass, and you're the most valuable gem. In the same way, when we come to Kamyavan, any desire can be fulfilled. Kam means desire. Any desire can be fulfilled, but we should only pray for that highest desire, that highest thing, which is actually for us to please Krishna. And from them, what do we want? We want praying, transcendental love and affection for Krishna to be awakened in our hearts. So coming to this place, we have offered something for the pleasure of Krishna and the cowherd boys and the prasadam. We'll go
These are the natural stone plates. Gurudev used to come here and make the offerings in the early morning for us. So this place is very much infused with Gurudev, and he would be laughing and playing, and they would be sitting all together. Gurudev would be sharing prasad and giving prasad.
There's a speciality of the cowherd boys. Unlike us, where we have to sit on our left hands while we take prasadam, at least we did when we were little, the cowherd boys would be eating with their left or their right hands, eating Krishna with their left or right hands, and each one felt that Krishna is sitting directly with me. That is the nature of love and affection for Krishna, that he directly reciprocates with each individual. So they played so many games together. They all brought their lunches, and each of their mothers would prepare so many different preparations. And those mothers knew that Krishna was also going to partake in that prasadam, or the bhog, which they had cooked. So they would make so many wonderful preparations, and those cowherd boys, they would share those with Krishna. And by that, Krishna was tasting the vatsalya prem of all of those mothers and reciprocating. And also so many beautiful sweet pastimes would take place with the cowherd boys. Sometimes they would say, oh, I brought something special from my mother. Open your mouth and close your eyes. It's the best thing ever. And Krishna would close his eyes and open his mouth, and they'd put chili inside.
Or one of those flowers that you blow.
Dandelion flower. You know, you blow on them and all of those, like this. So he would and right in his mouth and like this. So many beautiful sweet pastimes and games would take place here. Just out the back here, you might see, there's a bunch of sheep. We'll talk about that later when we go to Vyomasura's cave, but they are connected with the pastimes of this place. So now we're going to go to the footprint of Baladev Prabhu, and then from there we're going to go to a cave of Vyomasura, and from there we're going to continue. Definitely. Yes, so we have to go.
We're going to many places.
Many places today, so we actually can't stay in any place too long.
We may have to take a car a couple of times too, so forgive me for that.
The view out here is so beautiful and it's so rural. You won't have to worry so much about other cars disturbing or any difficulties.
So this is the offering that we made. Here's some fruit and some biscuits.
And candies.
and we also brought some Govardhan prasad for the locals, so we'll be busy today.
Yes.
Chalo?
Okay. Can we put this in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, get done.
Krishna go.
Jai Ho! Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. The hide and seek. Hide and seek. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. Krishna Govinda
Kishori,
No?
just leave some of the other ones. Please don't.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna actually sat here with his sakhas and took their lunch.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Braj Mandal Parikrama.
donation for her?
Yeah, sure. Look at her topper juice.
Sundar.
Okay. Radhe Radhe Maya, Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe. We got blessed. Bhaja Murali Manohar Nandalala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
There's our taxi. Sorry we have to take you on a taxi ride, but it won't be very long. Is he there?
Dekho, dekho.
Huh.
He bought vegetables from the farmer.
Wow!
This is all local vegetables. They were just washing.
So fresh. Sundar.
Okay, Chela.
Right here,
Yeah, they were just.
Prabhuji gave them some biscuits.
You can go last side.
Sorry, guys. All right, we're just going to the next place. It's probably about 2 minutes.
I thought they were going to take from in there. Why not? But they were inside. Oh, really? You mean he's taking everything? I left it for them.
Kishori, just give it.
Good.
We left a bunch of biscuits for everybody, but they said it was only for the pundit, so.
We didn't realize that it's a separate thing.
Okay,
No
so
worries.
continue.
So,
Pani. Prabhuji.
so now we're going to Balaram footprint. Charanchina Baladev. Okay.
To get here, we had to go first to Govardhan, then through
Around Radhakund.
Radhakund, then through Varshana, and then we came here. It was just amazing.
Technically, we're in Rajasthan right now.
We're in Rajasthan, but we're still in Braj.
Yeah, it's still Braj. They put state lines and they called it Rajasthan, but really it's
We
Braj
have to
Mandal.
make sure that you know that. We haven't left Braj. It's very rural out here. Very, yeah. So do you want to say anything about where we're going?
Well, once we arrive there and we show you, then we'll tell you. But time is of the essence, so I just wanted to speak a little bit more about Kamyavan. So,
What's that beeping?
it's Anup doesn't have his seatbelt
Oh, okay.
on. It's one of the main
Anup
forests
doesn't
of
have his seatbelt
Vrindavan.
on.
They say the fourth forest, but all of the forests are there simultaneously. The Kamyavan is one of these main forests of Vrindavan, and within it many other forests are present. And as I already mentioned before, Kamyavan is one of the places where Nanda Baba, Mother Yashoda, and all of the Brajavasis, they moved to here for some time before finally settling in Vrishabhanupur, in Barshana, and in Nanda Bhavan in Nandagaon. So they were here in Kamyavan for quite some time, and so many beautiful and sweet pastimes of Krishna, the cowherd boys, his parents, the gopis, so many beautiful and sweet pastimes took place in Śrī Kamyavan. Is that centered or is it
It's a little tilted.
lopsided?
It's a little tilted,
We'll have to
but
fix it later. So now they've built a road across, which makes it very quick. This place is very rural. Some of the gopis, I'm calling them gopis, they actually still engage in a very ancient kind of, I would call it tattooing, where they actually insert jewels into their teeth. I was surprised once, many years ago, I took a photo and the girls smiled and there was jewels in their teeth. So they have like very tribal kind of...
yes, tattoos on their faces.
Baladev, Charan Chinna.
He,
It's on the side. Oh, we
does he
passed
know
it.
where we're going?
We'll see that. We'll see it after. We're going to
Okay.
the Yamasura's cave first.
Okay.
Dig it.
He didn't know where it was.
Yes. So now we're going up to the Yamasura's cave.
Okay, here we are. Oh, don't lock the door. I don't like that. Okay, dear Vaishnavas, we have arrived. Radhastani, nice. Look at this beautiful mountain. So we're going up to a cave here now.
You wanted to eat in Bhojantali?
No, we can eat here.
This is not the same.
There are a lot of thorns here. Just letting you know. You might hear people screaming. Did you get a thorn?
Oh yeah.
Kishori got a thorn.
That's on behalf of all of you. Gurudev said if anything like that happens in the feet at the beginning of Parikrama, it's auspicious.
It's auspicious.
It burns off so much anarthas, and God knows I need to burn them off.
Which way? This way or this way?
I would go to the right. Follow the more open path.
The more used path is the safest path.
Yes. The path of the great personalities.
Okay.
Krishna Govinda.
Up or down? That way.
Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
I'm stuck.
Back up a little. You're
See,
multiply
look, I'm stuck.
Hey, Krishna.
We're stuck, everyone.
It's very sharp thorns. Oh, and very sticky. No, careful.
I don't want to pull it. Okay.
Govinda,
All right, we're free.
Govinda, Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. I'm letting you go
Krishna
first.
Govinda. Oh, you should go.
No,
Govinda.
I can't clear the path.
Govinda, Gopala.
but look at this.
Right here?
You can see it's here.
That's what we'll be doing one day, making cow dung patties.
Oh, here. Oh. You want me to hold the camera, Sudevi?
I think I've got it.
Okay.
I didn't want to be the first. I don't know what to do.
Bhajamurali Manohara Nandalala.
Bhaja Murali Mano Nandalala. Bhaja Murali Manohara Nandalala. Krishna Gopala. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. Wow. Oh, look at this gopi.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
How beautiful is she?
Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe.
Murali Manohara Nandalala.
Bhaja Murali Manohar Nandalala. Radhe Radhe. Krishna Govinda Govinda. Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda.
I'm acting like I don't need help, but I think I do. I'm just going to stop and show you the beautiful view.
Look
at that. Oh, the connection's getting weak.
We need to go up higher.
All right, hold on.
Don't run. You'll become tired. Bhaja Radhe Govinda Bolo Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Bhaja Radhe Govinda.
They said the connection's getting weak.
Radhe Govinda Bhaja Radhe Govinda.
I don't want to bring it there if it's...
No, we're going up higher. It'll be better. Radhe 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 Govinda. Radhe Radhe. Yeah, it's okay.
Kishori, isn't that the cave?
Yeah, but we have to go up to here to get back into the cave. It's an amazing view from up here.
Haribol. This is easy.
Yep.
Ask if the connection is getting better.
Is the connection getting any better? Look, it's Anup and Sudevi. They're like mountain goats. They're able to just scale a big mountain in a moment. She's from Nepal, so she's like Parvati.
Please let us know if the connection is okay.
Come on.
Go ahead. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's a huge
Let me
step.
hold it for you.
Huh?
I can go. Once you give me the camera, I'll bring them to the cave.
Okay, Kishori's going to bring the camera to the cave.
And then we'll tell the guitar.
I don't know how.
Oh, there's stairs down.
Oh. You know, there's stairs here.
I see them. Okay. Yep.
Something.
Yeah, there's stairs right there.
We passed it. I kept saying that was the
Well,
cave.
we were following. They were so attracted to go up to
following
Krishna's
the
footprint.
locals.
They were going up to Krishna's footprint. This is the cave of Vyomasur. Hare Krishna. Watch your head, everybody. Okay. Just got to be careful not to fall off the rocks here. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Radhe 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 Sham. एक मिनट. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. You coming in, Sudevi? Okay, we have now come to Vyomasura's cave. There it is. And there's, look, Anup and my Sudevi. Radhe Radhe. They're coming now. So we're going to offer pranam here because Krishna placed his lotus feet everywhere here. So let's offer pranam. Dandavat pranam. You need help, Sudevi?
No.
Okay, we're going inside the cave. I don't know if...
No, don't take it deep in
Not
there.
too deep. The
won't
connection
work.
won't work. But they can all see now. So it goes back pretty deep. Previously, it used to be very, very big. It used to be very big. Radhe Radhe. Look.
Radhe Radhe.
Come on up. Come on up.
I don't...
We have darshan.
Yeah, we've got darshan.
अंदर कहाँ समाधि लेंगे?
Not Samadhi.
She's going.
Oh, you're going inside. Oh,
Bhajan.
Sudevi Samadhi. So, Vyomasura, we will tell about him in just a moment. Krishna and the cowherd boys used to play so many sweet games. And sometimes they would play what we know in English as cops and robbers. The police and the thieves. What do you say in Hindi?
Chor, please.
Chor police. It means thief and police. I thought it was like gundas and kotwalis. Anyhow, so they were playing these games. And playing this game, Krishna took the role of the judge. So many of the cowherd boys, they came to Krishna, and there was both sides. They were competing with one another in the court, and Krishna was the judge. What were they competing about? So the group that was the thieves were being brought to court by the group that were the owners of sheep. So they were...
Turn it around, please.
No, I'm showing you and the view. So they were shepherds. And they were bringing... they were claiming that the thieves...
There's sheep right there.
Oh, there you can see. Oh man, so many sheep. Let's see if I can bring you a very good view of the sheep. This is Vrindavan always arranges instantaneous props for the katha. This is quite amazing. Sorry, Hare Krishna. So there's all the sheep. So the one group of cowherd boys was accusing the others of stealing their sheep. Well, there was one demon who was sent by King Kamsa. And what was he sent for? He was sent, of course, to kill Krishna, because Kamsa was sending so many demons to kill Krishna. His name was Vyomasura. So what did he do? He took the form of a cowherd boy, and actually, instead of stealing sheep, he began to steal the cowherd boys one after another. And he would bring them up here. Let me just shrink it back out again. I know Sudevi's better at this than I am. So he would bring them up here and stick them in this mountain cave. See these two? There? He just put, and three, sorry. So he would put them all in here, and he put almost all of Krishna's cowherd boy friends in this cave, minus a few. Now, Krishna did not want to have any of it. He became very upset when he knew that this demon was stealing his friends. So Krishna book and our acharyas tell, he's the 10th canto of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, that Krishna saw this person impersonating a cowherd boy and stealing all of his friends and keeping them in this mountain cave. So, there's an asan inside for Krishna. So what did Krishna do? He came after this Vyomasura. Bhagavatam says like a lion going after a fox. The fox is stealing what is not his. So the lion was very protective of his territory. And he said, in a way that an animal is sacrificed. How is it explained that an animal is sacrificed? Mercilessly. By choking the life out of him. Krishna fought with this cowherd boy initially. He looked like a cowherd boy, but as Krishna began to fight with him, he took an enormous form. He was extremely powerful. So powerful that when they were fighting, the earth began to shake. And at that time, we will show you, but in order to stabilize the earth, Baladev Prabhu had to put his foot down to stabilize it, and even that was slipping a little bit. So the footprint is a little bit expanded. So finally, Krishna was able to subdue this demon and choke the life out of him.
Jehu.
As one would sacrifice an animal mercilessly. So Krishna defeated this Vyomasura, rescued all of his cowherd boy friends, and then immediately they went over to that kund where we started. Krishna Kund, where is it? There.
It's this way.
That way. You see the white temple off in the distance. So they went out there, Krishna bathed in that kund after killing that demon. Then they all sat down and took their lunch and began to laugh and play so many games together. So Krishna Kanhaiya Lal
Ki Jai. Yes. She's telling us that there's the footprint of Krishna up. So let's go take darshan of Krishna.
She's so natural, look at her.
Kishori ji?
Yes, I'm just doing pranam.
He's doing pranam for everyone here.
But under connection,
She wants us to go take darshan. There's a seat in there for Krishna. But so we're going to go up a little bit higher here.
Krishna Kanhaiya Giri Varutaiya. Par karenge naiya re bhaj Krishna Kanhaiya.
Jeez, these aren't steps. Oh, my gosh.
No, it's like 3 feet high.
Yeah, the step is like 3 feet high. These are like...
Krishna Kanhaiya Makhan Churaiya. Krishna Kanhaiya Vanshi Vajaiya.
Look at Hanup is running.
Naiya re bhaj Krishna Kanhaiya.
Can you hold
Krishna
this?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Sudevi's rock climbing right now. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Look, we're this high.
It's very high.
Okay,
Hare Krishna,
and we
Hare
continue.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Look over here. It's beautiful. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram. We have to go quickly here. We have to get to the next. We have so many places to go. So up here there's footprints of Krishna, flute prints, prints of his mukut.
Hands. And his
Because
hands.
Krishna's nature is so attractive that just by his presence, by playing his flute, everything reverses its nature, including stone. The stone, which is normally hard, begins to melt upon the presence of Krishna. So it leaves imprints of his lotus feet, his flute, his crown, and everything. It's the nature of Krishna.
So can you show me his footprint?
तेरा माता दी hand नहीं है
Huh?
Handprint.
Hand, I see the hand.
And here's foot.
See, there's some toes here,
Oh, look.
and there's the foot, the heel here, handprint.
Can you
Or
see?
dusra.
दूसरा नहीं है दूसरा नीचे है कृष्ण भगवान कोष्ठकमणि
The Kaustubha fell here.
When he was fighting. So his
नीचे गुफा में.
नहीं
Kaustubha money means his Kaustubha jewel also made an imprint here. So now we've come to this place. We've touched the footprints. If we were even like a Krur, we'd be rolling in ecstasy, weeping just upon seeing these footprints of Krishna. One day, hopefully, this will manifest in our hearts.
Do you have any biscuits to leave here for them? Because I don't want to leave money.
Not here, no.
Oh,
It's in the car. But we already gave them. They're from
Oh.
there.
Are they the ones?
Yeah, see, she has the same Kantimala.
Okay, okay. These are our pandas.
चलो.
Okay, chalo. We're going.
Wow, look on this side. It's so beautiful. And just this here. So this is pretty much raw, untouched Braj.
It's getting very
Let me carry
foggy
that down.
and misty.
It's going to be more difficult going down. Trust
So
me.
here's Krishna's handprint and footprint here. Everyone touch your heads there.
You wanna-
Now we go. We have some
but
very
don't
important places we need to go.
Yes, we have to go quickly. Wow, so beautiful. There's actually so many different prints, footprints, and other kinds of prints all over these stones, these shilas up here. But we don't have time right now to investigate all of it. We have a lot of
Yeah, there's not a lot of daylight, so
left to go to.
so we have to be quick.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Wow.
Krishna,
It's so beautiful here.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I'm gonna hand it to me where you found it.
Okay.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram. You need help?
No. I got
Hare
this,
Ram.
I think.
It's very steep. You want to put one hand up? See, it's very steep going down.
I got you guys.
Okay. Rama Rama Hare Hare. We first came here with Gurudev in 1996.
96.
We were in our early 20s at the time. And time flies very fast. So now we're married 26 years. And, well, you can then assume how much older we become.
We're a little older.
Yeah. So just add 26 years onto that.
Gurudev said that there were so many footprints in all of these places, Charampaharis. He said there were so many, but people have come and they've cut them out so that they could have them in their private temples and in their
Okay, I was just
their
making sure.
private
Okay.
worship, and so they've cut them out of the mountains.
He was quite upset about it.
Yeah, it's a very sad thing because those footprints were left here. You know, they were to give us hope that even our hearts could be like stone, but by the sound of Krishna's flute, which means really, in essence, for us, the words of our Sri Guru Varg and our Gayatri mantras, that our hearts can also melt. So it's important that we see these things. Gurudev once said that more than the footprints of Krishna, the footprints of Krishna's cows, the elephants, the gopis, Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna, that is even more powerful because they're bhaktas and they're melting in prem. So Krishna's footprints obviously are so extraordinary, and definitely we want to touch them. But more important for us is those footprints of those who love Krishna. So it's very important that these places are kept as pristine as possible, just like the teachings of our Gurudev, unadulterated by material conditioning. So anyhow, at least something of it is left, something of that old Braj is here, and it's very, very charming, very, very charming. Just to see it, you know, you hear about it, you read about it in Krishna book, or Srila Prabhupada or Srila Gurudev, they would speak about what the gopis were doing, what things looked like, what austerities Lakshmi Devi would have to undertake. And here we get that, we get a semblance of what that is. So yeah, I was just showing it. So it's important for us to be able to see this, to see that living culture of Braj, not just the cities. Vrindavan has become a city, but Kamyavan and Chirghat and all those places are still somewhat rural and still somewhat living 5,000 years ago, that culture, that way of life. So it's really beautiful to see it. All right, this is the thorny and the rocky, painful path. As everybody knows, when you get on a path in Vraj, inevitably there'll be something that will kind of keep you in check. So just reminds us that it's not about our enjoyment.
Peacock feather, just
Oh, a peacock feather.
look, just a little one.
It's for Vinod Bihari. Oh, that's not a peacock feather. Okay. So, Vyamasura's cave.
He died. It actually wasn't his cave. And there was a great rishi who subsequently did great austerities in that cave, because it is also the place where Krishna and the cowherd boys would play. Vyamasura just used it. In fact, he covered it with a big stone. And Krishna, when he went to rescue those boys, smashed that stone and rescued all of them. So,
Wow. Do you know what Vyamasura represents for sadhaks? Something false.
well, he posed as cowherd boys, didn't he?
Yes.
He posed as a cowherd boy. And Pralamba also did the same thing.
Yes.
So it's duplicity, hypocrisy, falsity, meanness. There's so many different meanings to the demons for us in terms of our relationship as sadhaks. And we can apply those to ourselves and see if we still have those qualities within us. And then pray to Krishna, who's the killer of those particular demons, to remove those anarthas from within our hearts. This pretension, this falsity, this meanness. Trying to create difficulty for the devotees of Krishna. Where's Baladev's footprint? Right there? How close? Baladev ka Charantin, how far is it? We need him to drive us so it's quick. But I think it's really close. I'm just not sure.
Janardhan Prabhu wrote, Vyomasura, the demon in the sky, associated with thieves and other rascals and people who put themselves forward as avatars. That also means as gurus. Guru is Guru Krishna. The next thing, next to Krishna, next to claiming your God, is claiming your the guru, the acharya. So it's very dangerous. We're trying to find Baladev's footprint. It's very close?
Very close.
Okay.
Alright, we're walking. Peacock.
Oh, listen, there's peacocks.
That means it's getting dark soon. As soon as the night sky starts arising, the peacocks start calling.
There's a couple different demons known as
Get on this
Vyomasura.
side so they can hear.
I can't. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna,
Look at you. Krishna Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare. See it?
Hare Krishna.
This is his heel, and the toes are here. Hare Rama, Rama
Gurudev
Rama.
actually said no one made these but them. He was very clear. This is not something man-made.
Okay. So this is the footprint of Baladev Prabhu. He put his foot down when Krishna was fighting with Vyomasura because the earth was shaking so much. So Baladev, by his strength, he is the one who is actually gravity. He makes gravity. So he put his foot down so that everything would be stabilized. So, Shri Baladev Prabhu ki jai. Baladev Taran Chinna ki jai. Baladev is the original guru.
Yes, I was going to say that's Om Vishnupad.
Guru means heavy, and he is the unbroken original source of all gurus. So imagine how heavy he is.
Prabhuji,
Yes. You want to dance?
Okay.
Chalo. Give me the drum.
chalo. No. Tay.
Huh?
नाचोगे तो सही हो जाएंगे. They want you dance.
Me done nahi.
पहले आप फिर हम.
Look, there's a peacock out there in the field.
Oh, do you see? There's a peacock out there.
Do you need another feather for Thakurji?
Always. Wait, where is it?
It's just out there.
Oh, do you see it right there?
We should go. They're shy.
ना नाचिए भैया.
Take it.
All right, chalo.
We have to go.
Radhe.
Radhe, Radhe.
भैया ठाकुर जी के लिए तो नाचना चाहिए.
I'm putting my mask on. Shri Baladev Prabhu
Ki jai.
So he's the source of all Gurudevs. Radhe, 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 Radhe.
Oops, sorry, guys.
Radhe, Radhe. Do you want your purse back?
Sure.
Okay. Here you go. You put this in there.
Okay, so now we are going to... It's getting late. We probably won't make it to all the places.
It's getting late quickly.
It's getting late so fast. But it doesn't matter. We're here, so we can always come back. It's not a problem.
Here you go.
Okay.
There we are. Wait a minute, coming in. Okay, we're going to the slide. I don't know how to say it. Tishalani Shila. Tishal Pahari. Tora Age.
It's not that far.
You want to open your window? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
हटो.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा हरे
Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bas.
It's really crooked, this thing, if you can fix it. Kishori ji? All right, we're here. Well, not here. Oh, listen to the birds. Do you hear all the birds? Oh, it's so beautiful. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Madan Wallace.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We've made it! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Here we go. We got a couple kids with us.
You have to come this way, Sudevi, so you can see.
Well, I can see them.
No, you have to see this from this thing.
The cowherd boys and Krishna and even the gopis used to come here and slide.
Yes.
And our Guru
You gonna
Varg.
go?
No, you
What?
go. Go.
I'll go and then you go after me.
Whoop whoop. Jai ho. Jai ho. I didn't get all the way to the bottom. Jai ho. It stops.
Okay.
Okay, how long are you guys gonna play?
This one is for all of the devotees. Ready? Haribol!
Jai Ho! You have to.
No, I'm gonna take them with this.
Okay.
Okay. Jolly karo, and I'm coming up to all devotees. So the cowherd boys and Krishna and the gopis would all come and slide and play here. And now we're gonna bring all of you with us. Right from the top. Okay. Can you see it? There's the slide. And I want to make sure. Now, just imagine those are your feet. Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna. Ah. Hare Krishna. How many more times? Hare Krishna.
I don't know, I think this is pretty good.
Okay. So one more time on all of your behalfs. Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe. You know that place where you hit that. Yeah, this one. You know, everyone knows this spot right here. That's the one that catches you right there. And as you can tell, it's a very happy place of the pastimes of Krishna and his friends and the gopis.
Wait, film him from here, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Now he's shy. All of a sudden he's shy.
Jalli karo. Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe. Jalli karo. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. Bhajamurali Manohara Nandalala. Bhajamurali Manohara Nandalala. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. Radhe Govinda Bhaja.
Go there.
Radhe Govinda. You left your chadar.
I will bring all this.
Radhe Govinda Bhaja. Don't slip on the slide with the mridanga. Radhe Govinda. Radhe Govinda Jai. Radhe Govinda. Radhe Govinda Jai. Radhe Govinda. Radhe Govinda Jai. Radhe Govinda. Radhe 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 Radhe. Radhe Govinda. Radhe 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 Radhe. Radhe Govinda. One last time. And now we're going to the next location. Krishna Govinda. Sorry. Radhe Radhe. Oh, that one hit good. Oh!
How was that?
It was good. I just wasn't watching where I was going.
Look at his face. He's trying to laugh.
Well, my foot caught the stick at the end.
No, Sudevi won't slide.
No?
Sudevi doesn't slide. She
Part
just
two
cheers everyone on.
Part 2 did.
I'm like an elderly gopi right now.
You did like children.
Yes.
12.
Maybe not. Maybe like 17, 18.
So where's the next destination?
Brinda Devi.
Brinda Devi. Wow. That's just on the outskirts, just at the border, basically, of Braj into full-on Rajasthan. So we're going just to the border of Vrindavan, of Vraj.
We are in Rajasthan now.
Yes, but this is just on the border, so
And we'll tell you about why she's there once we're there.
we'll tell you all about it. Okay. Oh, am I on this side? Okay.
Brinda Devi.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah.
All right.
Except for the foot that
Radhe Radhe. Yeah. Do you have any?
Yeah, I've got something here.
This is Govardhan Prasad.
Just one.
Ek. ठीक है बस 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 राधे 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 राधे
Share. How do you say share?
चलो
Bato money share?
It's getting pretty dark pretty fast.
Yeah, it's getting dark quickly. But Brinda Devi is not far from here.
Okay, so we're off to the next destination. As I was saying, Brinda Devi is still asking
Yeah, like
for
one more.
one more.
Radhe Radhe! This road is all new. Wow, that's hard.
Yeah, I'm an elderly one. No sliding for me. Actually, we saw all the Vaishnavas, even the elderly Brahmachari. Oh look, he got a good thorn.
There wasn't a thorn, there was a big stick right at the bottom of the slide. And my foot landed on it after I hit the bump.
Oh.
So it was all meant to be. Baba.
Oop.
Hare Krishna.
You didn't fix this, it's still kind of... He's gonna fix the camera.
All right.
Oh, show her.
Which one?
The gopi one.
They're all gopis.
Oh.
Look how beautiful and brilliant and bright their clothing is. Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe.
Bring it in.
I just have to adjust it. Which way is it going? To the left?
This way, yeah. He's just gonna adjust it 1 minute. Don't turn it off.
You see the back? Okay, I have to turn this off and then back on again.
Move your hand.
1 second, sorry.
Oh, perfect.
Let me see the back side.
It's a...
No,
no.
that's good.
Okay. Kirtan?
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Nandana Krishna Govinda Govinda Hey Gopala Nandana Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Nandana Krishna Govinda Govinda Hey Gopala Nandana Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Nandana Krishna Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Nandana Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Nandana Hey Gopala Nandana Hey Gopala Nandana Gopala Nandana Hey Gopala Nandana Hey Gopala Nandana Gopala Nandana Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Nandana Krishna Govinda Govinda Hey Gopala Nandana Govinda Gopala Nandana Krishna Govinda Gopala Nandana Hey Gopala Nandana Hey Gopala Nandana Hey Gopala Nandana Hey Gopala
driver. Govinda, Govinda, Gopala Nandana, Krishna Govinda, Govinda, Gopala Nandana.
Krishna Govinda, Govinda, Gopala Nandana,
Krishna Govinda, Govinda, Gopala Nandana, Krishna Govinda, Govinda, Gopala Nandana.
Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Who's gonna
Rama,
follow that?
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Sorry,
Hare Rama,
it's a little bumpy. Charandas wants to know what town this is.
This is the town of Kaman.
The town of Kaman.
Kaman. And it used to be known as Kamyavan or Kamavan.
Uh-oh,
Because
it's gone.
it's back on. Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna. Still here? Hare Bol. Came right back on. It's the town of Gan.
It's the town of
Kaman.
Kaman. Sorry. This is like a big truck stop or something.
It's
Tons
because
of
it's near the
trucks.
border, so there's always some, how do you say?
Traffic. It's
And
the
also
border.
With the connection, there's always some connection difficulties when you cross borders or go from one section to the next.
Wow, very old.
Yeah, so we're at the border, so it's more traffic, a lot of trucks, and yeah, it's a little slow.
So what is different about the calm here means the transcendental calm of Radha and Krishna. Try not to see the passion and the lust that is going on now. Our Gurudev, I was reading today, he explained that really what is a Brajbasi? Because these days, you know, anyone who's born in Vrindavan says, I am Brajbasi. But what is a real or true Brajbasi? Someone who embodies, someone who embodies the moods of the original associates of Krishna, like Nanda Baba, Yashoda, the cowherd boys, the cows, even the trees or the birds or the bugs, the insects, the bees, or especially the gopis. Someone who has that mood of love and affection that is overflowing from their hearts for Krishna. This is a true Brajbasi. Just because someone is born here, if their mood, their intention, their desire is to, let's say, I've had many conversations with many local boys. They're like, can you arrange my marriage to a Western girl? This is not the saturation of the heart that it embodies the mood of a true Brajbasi. True Brajbasi is not desiring to marry and then leave Vrindavan, but they all want to reside within Vrindavan and serve the pastimes of Krishna 24 hours a day. So there's material lust, which is known as kam, and there's spiritual love, which is also known as kam. They both look similar, but as we tell very frequently, the desire to please one's own senses and the senses of the people of this world, this is known as lust. But the desire to please the transcendental senses of Krishna, this is known as love. And the verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita states, Atmendriya prativancha tare balekam, Krishnendriya pratiicha hare premanam. So how does one become free from the desire for lusting over the things of this material world, for their own enjoyment? Look, oh, so beautiful. So how does one become free from that tendency to want to enjoy and lust over everything of this world? Today I was reading from Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and they were speaking about what is this lust. And he said, in this material world, everyone is covered by lust to different degrees. Those persons who only have a little bit of covering, it's like the mirror with a little dust, you can still see. you can still understand what is the function of that mirror. So those who only have a little bit, they're able to comprehend and ascertain some transcendental subject matters. Those who are more covered, it's very difficult to break through. And those who are very, very covered with this selfish, self-serving tendency, then it's practically impossible to awaken them. So, what is the recipe for awakening the heart to transcendental love? Opposite from the mundane lust of this world. It's strange, it's like not turning properly.
Yeah, I know.
So, the proper or recipe according to Shastra, Vikriditam Brajavidu Viridam Chavishnum Shradhanviton Shriyad Atavarnayadya Bhaktim Param Bhagavatim Pratilabhya Kamam Ridrogam Ashpapahinotya Chirena Dhira. Now here the word kama is used. Bhaktim Param Bhagavatim Pratilabhya Kama. So the same word kama is used in the material world. It's lust or activity, and that same word is used in the spiritual world, but for the love and affection that the gopis have for Krishna. So how does one become free from the bondage of lust in this material world? By remembering and thinking about and meditating upon the pastimes. We're going to Vrinda Devi Pehle. This is Bimal Kund here. The pastimes of Krishna with the gopis in Vrindavan, especially the Rasa Leela section, where they're expressing their intense separation mood in love and affection for Krishna. By developing and appreciating that higher taste, that love and affection that the gopis have for Krishna, then and only then can the lower taste be defeated. So in order to defeat that lower taste, something is required, and that is the higher taste. So that is recommended by all of our acharyas, all of our scriptures. Only by trying to restrain the senses, one cannot become free from this all-devouring simple enemy of this world. Krishna calls it the all-devouring simple enemy of this world, or lust. Only by remembering the sweet pastimes of Krishna, being under the guidance of any pure devotee whose heart is melting with love and affection for Krishna, can we become free from this lust tendency, which is drowning the entire universe in selfishness and self-serving, material enjoying tendency. I think we're just now passing Kameshwar Mahadev. Seems like we're going the other way.
I don't know.
So Śrīmad Bhagavatam says, to hear Shraddha Anbito Nishnunuyad Atavarnayadya. Shraddha Anbito, with faith, with regard, to hear the glories of Krishna's pastimes, especially the Rasa Leela pastimes, from that person who's completely free from lust, with regard and with faith. To have that kind of connection and hear that kind of Harikatha. Kitna dur? Thora andar.
Okay, so we're getting out here. I know. Sorry, devotee, sorry. I wasn't aware what I was doing just then. Okay. So do you remember what you were saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Chalo.
Here we go.
So to hear with faith and with regard those pastimes from the right source, from that person who's completely free from lust. This is the recipe. If we hear those same pastimes from someone whose heart is saturated with lust, it will have the diametrically opposite effect. But if we hear it from that person who has no attraction to this material world whatsoever, who's only in love with Krishna, and who only wants to serve Krishna, then from that, that is the recipe for removing the lust in the heart. So coming to this place, Kamyavan, it is also the place of the transcendental loving pastimes of Krishna in all different rasas. His loving pastimes with his devotees. So we don't... Hare Krishna! We don't want to remember or maintain our material desires, but rather we want to pray for those. Vrinda Devi! Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Aage, ठीक है. Sida, Sida.
I was gonna follow her.
I know.
She was just so cute.
Radhe Radhe.
They're
Wow.
carrying cow dung.
This very traditional Braj dress. I don't know who told them that you wear a button-down shirt and then that thing,
It's
but
great.
it's their style. Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Jai Shri
Jai Shri
Krishna.
Krishna.
Look at a little Goshala right in there.
Oh, it's quiet.
So when we come to this place, Kamyavan, because it is saturated with the pastimes of Krishna, with his loving devotees, and we pray for those moods to manifest in our heart. We shouldn't try to see Vrindavan simply through the eyes, but we should remember the Harikatha that we have heard from our Guru Varga and try to see through the medium of the ears. It's kind of an interesting concept to see through the ears, but actually it's a much more superior kind of seeing, because our material eyes may cheat us. But if we hear of the pastimes of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe,
Radhe Radhe.
if we hear of the pastimes of Krishna in these places, then we can develop an appreciation, a proper appreciation, and a proper vision. Vrinda Devi.
Oh, yeah. Wow. We made it to Vrinda Devi.
Starting to hurt a little bit. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Kishori? No, I just wanted you to
You go first.
slow down.
So we're coming to the temple of Vrinda Devi. Very,
Oh, it looks like they're doing some
Famous.
construction.
no worries. They're making it, they're fixing it up and making it beautiful. Wow. Last year? I came here last year. No, I didn't.
So here we come to the feet of Vrinda Devi. I hope that
Vrinda Devi Mahārāja.
DJ.
Wow, she's beautiful.
This deity of Vrinda, she is actually extremely old.
Radhe
Radhe
Radhe.
Radhe. Hare Krishna. One moment, can you just take this?
Radhe Radhe Mahārāja ji. Vrinda Devi Mahārāni ki jai. We can also take darshan in the other.
Now we don't have to do it through the bars.
Wow.
She's giving us open and free darshan. She was installed actually by Krishna's great-grandson.
Vajrana.
She's, yes, like 4,900 years old, maybe a little older. She's eternal. But it so happened that Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, she came to him in a dream when he was at Radha Govinda Mandir in Vrindavan. And in the dream, she told him, I'm in Brahmakund, so please come and rescue me and worship me. So he went there and he excavated and found her. And he was worshiping her along with Radha Govindaji. And then the king of Jaipur, after the time of Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, the Muslims were attacking Vrindavan and Mathura and all of the holy places, and they were tearing down the temples, tearing away the Thakurjis and building mosques in their place, or just desecrating. So at that time, the king of Jaipur was a very, very incredibly great devotee, and he came to Vrindavan to come and to take these deities back to Jaipur, where he could actually take care of them and defend them. So at that time, he went to Vrindavan and he collected the main deities. So there's Madan Mohan, Govindaji, Gopinath, also Radha Madhav, so many. Damodar, Shamasundar, and there are temples actually with the Pratibhu deities, which means like the replicas of the originals, where they stayed in this forest. They stayed here for 3 nights. For 3 nights they stayed here before going to Jaipur, which is just over the border. So they were going to leave. So on the 4th day, they woke up and were ready to leave. All Thakurjis were going. But Vrinda came to the king in a dream and said, "Don't take me from Vrindavan. Krishna is the Lord of the universe. He can go anywhere, but not me. I can't leave Vrindavan. Please leave me here. Keep me here." So our Gurudev said that in Braj, it's very rare to get Vrinda Devi's darshan. And she eternally resides in Vrindavan, in Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī and Seva Kunj. But here, she wouldn't leave Vrindavan, so see how merciful she is that she stayed. And also, something interesting is that Yogamaya, Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī had a Yogamaya deity about this big, and she was small enough to be hidden in a cave under Govindaji Mandir, behind and under. And now they've made it like a little room, but you used to be able to go into this cave and have darshan of her. We were actually able to touch her. And so we know that Vrinda Devi, Yogamaya, and Purnamasi are of the same tattva, but they manifest in different aspects for fulfilling Krishna's Leela. So Vrinda Devi is actually the forest goddess, and she was originally the Ishwari of Vrindavan. But she gave everything over unto Srimati Radhika. And so Srimati Radhika is known as Vrindavan Ishwari. So Vrinda Devi is that personality who is training all of the parrots, making sure all of the kunjas and the forest goddesses are doing all kinds of beautiful seva and arranging so many sweet meetings and pastimes with Radha and Krishna. So if you look in some of our Gurudev's Harikatha, if you actually are very curious to know more about Vrinda Devi and her service to the divine couple, you can see that she arranges so many beautiful leelas. Vrinda Devi is so merciful, and we come here and we pray to her. Please give us entrance to Vrindavan. Please give us entrance into the service of Radha Krishna Yugal Milan. Please always keep us, just as you never left Vrindavan. Even our bodies may have to go anywhere else, but keep our hearts and our minds eternally here in Braj, anywhere trying to engage in the service of Radha and Krishna. This is our deepest, most necessity of the Atma, and she can fulfill that in us. So we're very fortunate to have her darshan.
You may be familiar with that prayer to Vrinda Devi. Vrindayai Tulasi Devyai Priyayai Keshavasya cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavate Namo Namaha. Really, what are we praying to her for? She can grant love and devotion for Krishna. So we pray to Vrinda Devi for that. Everyone, everywhere we go, everyone we meet, means all of these divine personalities that we meet in all of Braj Mandal, we ask them what they can give us. And what is that? How can you help me to increase my loving devotion for Krishna? If you can somehow or other grant me that, I'm praying to you for that. And so Vrinda Devi has many different forms, many different aspects. And one is also as Tulsi. Vrinda Devi is the queen or the forest goddess also. So she is manifest as Tulsi Maharani. And we chant in that prayer, Namo Nama Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Nama. I'm offering my pranam to you again and again. You are so dear to Krishna. Radha Krishna Seva Pabo E Abhilashi. My only desire is to engage in the service of Sri Radha and Krishna. Yes?
Kishori Prabhu, he knows us.
Yes, I remember him.
He said from Navadvip, we stayed.
Navadvip se. Oh, Shri Radha Govindaji.
Mahārāja inside the house.
He said Gurudev stayed at his place.
This is a mandir. Our side your house.
Oh. He said Sudevi, and I'm like, you know me?
Lilavati.
And then,
Lilavati.
yes,
Lilavati. Your house is a room.
Yes, his house was our room, and he knows Gurudev, and he remembers us. That's so beautiful.
This is Pratibhu, but non-different, Radha Govindaju. So all of the original Thakurjis came here on their way to Jaipur, to Rajasthan, but they rested here. And so in the places where they stayed and where they were all served, they've made, you can say, replicas. And the devotees, the Vaishnavas, have requested these forms of Krishna to manifest inside of... Okay, wow. What's going on here?
I think this is Chandan.
What, you're going to put it on me?
Yes.
Oh, I should just... Okay, she just put some chandan on me. Anupji. Oh, there you go. Chandan is going on. And chandan is going on.
And
She's
some nice scent from
self-appointed chandan.
Thakurji.
So,
Nārāyaṇa is Shisho. Shiksha.
so he's saying that our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja, is like his Shiksha Guru. He's received. Look at his smile. So beautiful.
We stayed in his house. He remembered our names.
Ah, that time, Navadip.
Yes.
I remember this
Yes.
place. Okay, ठीक है. Hare Krishna. बहुत साल का पहले ना.
Very nice.
He loves Gurudev's Harikatha.
Very nice pravachan. Very nice mandir pariveshan. Very nice devotees maintain.
Yes, very good.
Very good.
Oh, I'm so happy.
So we're going to have to run. I was just telling you about this prayer to Vrinda Devi. They're so beautiful. Yes. You want to just give them a 5 instead?
Yes.
Here. There you go. Radha Govinda ki jai. Huh?
Dandavad.
Pranam.
And we got Tulsi from the feet of Radha Govindaji
Where? Oh, there. So,
and Vrinda Devi. So, Dandavad.
Dandavat. Now we're going to see Thakurji there. Kon? Jagannath Dev?
Oh,
Wow, he's so beautiful. Okay, we're still looking through the bars here, but we'll get close so you don't have to see the bars. Wow, how beautiful. Look at that. Gaur Nityananda ya Gaur Radha? I don't know.
Gaur Nityananda.
oops, here he comes.
Jagannath? Nityananda Prabhu?
Nityananda ji.
Wow, Sundar.
Nityananda Gauranga, Jai Ho.
Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Jai Vrinda. One more time. I just don't want to leave her. Okay. All right, now we'll go. Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe a small world. How amazing that. Kishori Tosi. Radhe Govinda. Look at they're all doing, singing. Radhe Radhe. We got some Mahaprasad. We stayed in his house. And here he is in Kamyavan. Wow. Well, our acharyas do say if you dive deep into Gora Ras and Gora Lila, you'll come out through Jamuna. So, you know what I was thinking? How amazing it is that everywhere we go, everywhere we go, we find that people have so much affection and so much care for Gurudev. Like everywhere we go, people become so excited if we're slightly, he said, Nārāyaṇa Maharaj Shishya, and then he was so happy. So,
I didn't even remember we stayed in his house in Navadvip. Left.
So, here we go. Where are we going?
We're going back to the car and he'll take us to Kameshwar Mahadev.
Oh, we're going to Kameshwar Mahadev. He was also installed about 5,000 years ago from Krishna's great-grandson. And he's one of the protectors of Vrindavan, one of the main Mahadevs protecting Vrindavan. I think.
Otherwise, we started in the morning.
Oh, this is.
Radhe Radhe.
Okay.
How come you start?
Oh boy. Haribo. Anyway, as I was saying, it's just so incredibly nice to see how appreciated our Gurudev is and our Guru Varg, but it feels like everywhere we go, we've come home. When somebody has affection for your heart, then automatically you feel like, oh, this is my person. So how sweet it is everywhere we've gone so far. If you've noticed, everyone has so much appreciation for our Gurudev and so much appreciation for Srila Prabhupada. So that really does make Braj our home, doesn't it? Incredible.
There you go. Radhe Radhe, Radhe Sham.
It's an Ishtagoshti.
It's a baitan.
It's a place where all the elders and everyone get together and discuss what's going on in the village.
How naughty Krishna is and how he needs to be chastised and disciplined. And some are disagreeing. Radhe Radhe. Oh, everyone's so sweet.
Yeah, everyone here is very, very sweet.
Radhe.
Wow. Uh-oh, now we're coming back out to the main road.
We're going to Kameshwar Mahadev.
Will you say something a little about him?
Before we get there? Okay. So.
Oh, wow.
That's a fire truck. That's the first fire truck I've ever seen in India. So where's our car? Did you tell him to go?
No, he's there. He's there.
Ah, okay. Stay here. I'll bring him over here.
Okay, we're staying here. Oh boy. Wasn't Vrinda Devi just so beautiful? Oh, I can't even, well, you saw her. She's just absolutely stunning, stunning. Oh, I wish we could just sit there and do some bhajans and kirtan. And, I think there's a lot of places where we're going to have to come back to and just spend that time in one place, not walking anywhere, going anywhere, just being there. I think we'll do that at Mansarovar next. We'll just go to Mansarovar and be there. What do you all think about that? These guys like it. You guys, huh? Yes, yes. Oh, Bandirvan.
I didn't know he was going to make a 10-point turn right there. So the place we're going, Kameshwar Mahadev. In every place in Vrindavan, there's always Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the protector of the Dham. He is the Dhampal. Here, in Navadvip, in Puri, everywhere, he's the protector of the Dham. In every location, like if you are leaving your body in Jagannath Puri, it is said that Mahadev, Lord Shiva, will know that you're leaving, and he will come and whisper in your ear, Jai Jagannath.
Jai
If
Jagannath.
you're leaving your body in Navadvip Dham, he will come and whisper in your ear, Jai Gauranga, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
We gotta go quick.
I know.
Sorry, look at we got traffic.
You know, slide through.
All right. Okay. Okay, I made it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kameshwar Mahadev. And if you are leaving this mortal frame within Sri Vrindavan Dham, then he will whisper in your ear, Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe, Radhe.
So, of course, Mahadev. Where is that? Oh. Where is he? Kameshwar Mahadev.
Look at that tree. So Radhe, Radhe.
So, in Vrindavan, of course, so many worship Lord Shiva for material benedictions. But those who are servants of Radha and Krishna, they don't worship anyone for any other benediction other than for that highest goal, that highest attainment. So when we worship Lord Shiva, we don't pray to him for any mundane things. We pray, Vrindavana Vanipate Jaya Soma Soma Mole, Sanaka Sanandana Sanatana Nārayaṇa Gopishvara Brajabilasi Unangri Padme Prema Prayacha Nirupadhi Namo Namaste. What is that prayer saying? We see Lord Shiva according to that highest function which can award us that highest aspiration. Vrajabilasi Unangri Padme Prema Prayacha means this form of Gopishwar Mahadev can award us the service to Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. Not just the service, but imbued with divine love, with prem for Shri Shri Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. So when we see Gopishwar or any form of Lord Shiva, we pray to that aspect of Lord Shiva who can award that prem to us. It's possible. Wow.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's okay.
Hare Krishna.
So in Vrindavan, we've understood that Gopishwar is named Gopishwar for a reason, not because he is the Ishwar of the gopis, but rather because the gopis are his Ishwar. The gopis have defeated him, and therefore he's become subservient to the gopis, and they are his Ishwar. Same in South India, where Sri Ram was worshipping Lord Shiva, because he's his devotee. Bhagavan worships his devotee, the devotee worships Bhagavan. But still there's always an eternal difference between the two. Just like we say in Śrī Guruvāṣṭakam, Sakshat Hari Tvena Samashta Shastre. All Shastras say, all scriptures say that Bhagavan and the pure devotee or Śrī Guru are non-different. He's a non-different manifestation. But Kintu Prabhurya Priya Eva Tasya, he is always seen as that person who is the dearmost of the Lord. So he's a pure devotee of Krishna. And we know that Lord Shiva is known as Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu, the topmost of all Vaishnavas. So we pray to Lord Shiva to awaken this mood of servitude to Radha and Krishna. In this place he's known as Kameshwar Mahadev. So we pray to him just like the gopis, that ordinary women may pray to Lord Shiva that may I have a nice husband, a good husband, a healthy husband, a wealthy husband, and all of these things. We don't pray to Lord Shiva for that in this material world, but we pray that may divine love, transcendental calm for Krishna be awakened in our hearts. We should understand that all gopis, just there? All gopis, including the maidservants of Kārtika, they love Krishna. It's not that they don't love Krishna, but they have a partiality to Srimati Radhika, and really they're in love with the love of Radha and Krishna.
Kids are playing here. Don't know what they're playing. Radhe Radhe. Doesn't that look like it right there?
Sure does. Rameshwar Mahadev. Yep, it says it. Let's go.
Okay.
Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
So we can't come to this dham and not also visit Shri Kameshwar
Radhe Radhe.
Mahadev. Oh, I recognize it. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
So he is the protector of the dham. So we pray to him for that.
Can I
and
bring
also
a
we should
camera?
understand, yes, that
You
he
sure?
is he is also, who is his Ishwar? Kam. Who is the transcendental Kamadev? That is Krishna. Yes, from the left. But I don't know if we do parikrama from the left. I'm gonna hold it. So beautiful. Yes. And you can see the Anant, the Shesh above him. The Gurudevs made the statement that actually by the mercy of Hanumanji, Hanuman is also a manifestation of Lord Shiva. But Hanuman's original position is as Gopishwar in Vrindavan. So our Gurudev grew up with Ram Leela, always worshipping and serving Sri Ram and hearing this katha and hearing about Hanuman. So by the mercy of Hanuman, he said, whose original form is Gopishwar Mahadev, he was given the mercy to be able to come to Vrindavan and to gradually to appreciate the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and surrender to those pastimes.
Who's
by
that?
the mercy of Hanuman. I have no idea. That's,
Who's that?
I don't know. Khatushyam. Ji. 3 times.
Who's on the swing? Oh, it's Gopal.
Govinda,
Jai
Gopala, Krishna. Govinda, Govinda, Gopala. Bhajamurali Manohara. Hare Krishna. Nandana.
Oh, this camera's doing funny things. Sorry, Vaishnavas, I have to turn it off for a minute.
What happened? Oh.
It does that strange thing. It's fine now.
You have
It's
to hold
fine
it
now.
straight up and down.
It's not just that. It's like, you know, sometimes when you move it. Anyway.
It's from that angle. Look at this. So,
Bhim grandson, his name was Barbari.
who's?
Bhim.
Ah.
So he was the great fighter warriors in Mahabharata. And Lord Krishna checked him that how powerful he is. And he promised that with the one arrow he can kill the million people. Krishna checked on the check staff. Krishna said, can you beat all the leaf of tree? He said, yes, in my one arrow. And quickly Krishna took one and put it in his feet. And asked him, okay, beat the power leaf of this tree with the one arrow. And he did, and the last arrow put it in the feet of Lord Krishna.
Is that one more?
One more.
One more.
Then Krishna cut it.
So we're binding 4 times. Parikrama.
Krishna cut it in his hand.
Well, who's that over there? I just.
Chase shines.
Oh. Look.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
बहुत पुरानी
We got hurt.
Yes, very old. You got hurt?
हमारे
What's...
She said they're doing half parikrama, they half of the day, half
Yeah, Gurudev would do the whole.
we do
so.
all because
Because he is
there is a
Vaishnava.
Vaishnava.
Yes.
But still the upper pranam
Yeah.
is actually Vaishnava straight.
Kameshwar Mahadev ki jai. One last darshan and then...
So who is the transcendental Kamadev? That is Krishna. That is even our last mantra of our Diksha mantras. Kamadevaya. That is Krishna himself.
Okay.
So who is Kameshwar?
Sorry.
Kameshwar means that Kama itself, or transcendental love for Krishna, is his Ishwar, is his Lord and Master. He's subservient to that, and he has the capacity to grant that. So we pray to Lord Shiva, please give us your mercy.
This
I think Dharmakund
Oh,
and then
Dharmakund.
Bimalakund. So we're going this way. We'll tell him
Is he going to meet us at
he
Bimalakund?
should, but we gotta hurry.
Okay, we've got to go quickly.
Far to Bimalakund.
Why don't we go to Bimalakund and we'll speak about Dharmakund there?
Yeah, we will.
Okay, otherwise it'll
It's
be
better.
late.
It'll be too late.
You get-
We have friend house here.
You have a friend's house?
Right. Very good Brajvasi friend. You want to see?
We don't have time. We don't have time.
Just right there.
You know what it's like.
Then we have to have roti and
Mutton,
charge.
that side.
Hare Krishna.
So this place is very powerful for us because Kameshwar Mahadev, Kamyavan itself, Brinda Devi. Where's our driver here? Is he here? Oh, there, he's there. Radhe Radhe.
Rajavai.
What is that thing? What is that thing up there? What is
Yeah,
that?
kya hai? Big pinata. I think it's full of candy. You have to hit it and all the candy will come.
Okay, let's go. Bimalakund. Sudevi. Yeah, they have some strange thing floating up there. We don't know what it is. All right, so now we're going to Bimalakund. And we'll speak there
About the Pandavas.
about Dharmakund.
Also, there was a temple along the way, which, because it's going to get very dark very quickly, we want to be able to show you Bimalakund
Chalo.
and then speak about some of the locations in between. So,
Also, where we were, there was oh geez, there's so many places. There was near Luklukikund,
that's
Where-
a little distance, but it's still in this area.
but it's in Kamyavan.
And what
where-
is the other one called?
Well, first Luklukikund, and that's where Krishna and the gopis and gopas at different times would play hide and seek.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's
Luki, hide and seek.
Lukluki. And then there was another place where Krishna was boasting.
Huh.
The gopis were talking about, oh, Śrī Ram and Ram's Leela. And
Yeah, Ram Setu.
yes, and so then the Krishna started saying, you know, I'm Ram, that was me, I came as Ram and I had all these monkeys and bears. And the gopis,
They can hear you.
the gopis started to laugh and clap and they said, okay, if you are indeed Ram, if you were Ram in your previous, I wanted to be close to the mic.
Okay.
I could tell it at
Go
Bimalakund.
tell.
If you indeed were Ram, then show us by building a bridge here. Call the monkeys and do it. And Krishna began to play his flute and all these thousands of monkeys came and they built a bridge. There's a deity of Mahadev called Rameshwar, and he's also installed by Krishna himself. And he worshipped him like Ram did to cross the bridge, and this whole beautiful Leela that took place in Ramayana, Krishna played. But the gopis just started to laugh and said, you haven't proved that you were wrong. You've only proved that you're the leader of monkeys. And they said, Gurudev said there is still a bridge there to this day, and Rameshwar is also still there. You wanted to tell another thing?
You can tell about Dharmakund. That was the next place we were going to go. Actually, I think, yes, Dharmakund and then Pancho Pandav. It's strange, it's doing this thing to the right. I don't understand why it's doing that. Okay.
Look at that sun. I don't know if you can tell, it's this incredible orange sun, as all Vrindavan sunsets are. Okay. That thing is in the way.
Yeah, that's why I'm holding it here so we can see out the front. So can you tell about Dharmakund?
There.
Come on, we're almost to Bimalkund.
Yeah.
Oh.
We just went in a circle.
Yes, little parikrama. Seems to be very out of balance. Let me try to fix
Don't worry
this.
about that right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
One second. Okay. Better. Yeah.
Let's get out. Okay, we've arrived.
We are here at Bimalkund.
That was a quick ride.
That was really quick.
Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe. Huh?
Wow, look at his tilak.
Oh wow! Look at his tilak. Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe.
Bimalkund ki
Jai. Oh.
Hare Krishna. हाँ बाद में राधे राधे कैसे राधे राधे
हरे कृष्णा
बिमलकुंड की जय We're gonna walk around one time.
I want to try to go farther.
How beautiful is Bimalkund.
हरे कृष्णा मेन मंदिर है राधा मुरली मनोहर भगवान का सबसे प्राचीन मंदिर है बिमलकुंड है 84 देखो महाराज जी ने देखो महाराज जी
Look at, he's so excited. Come on, Kishori, look at how happy he is. We have to go.
I know.
He was jumping up and down. I mean, like literally jumping up and down. So, Radhe Radhe. So this is his Thakur ji.
Murali Manohar Nandalala Radhe Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda
All right. So we'll give.
Murali Manohar Nandalala Radhe Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda
I gave something.
Govinda Govinda Gopala
हरे कृष्णा हरे रामा
Wow.
Bimalkund ki
Jai. So very near here, Bimalkund, is a place called Dharmakund. This is a place where when the Pandavas had to go into the forest, they had to go into the forest for like how many years? 11 years or 10 years? And then 1 year had to be in secret, something like that.
Where they couldn't be detected.
Where they had to go, they wouldn't be found. And if they were found, they would have to go back into the forest. So, yes, incognito. So at that time, they were staying here in Kamyavan, not when they were incognito, but oh boy. Radhe Radhe. It's a party.
Yeah.
So, at that time, they were staying here in Kamyavan, not very far from this place. And one day, it just so happened that all of the Pandavas in Draupadi, they were really, really thirsty. It was a hot summer day and there weren't very many bodies of water. And so Yudhishthira sent Bhim to go and find some water. And Bhim went and he was looking around and he saw birds flying somewhere, like circling and coming back to one spot. So he followed that spot. And it just so happened that he found water. He was so thirsty that he thought, I should just drink right now, and then I'll bring water back for my brothers and my wife. And so he goes and he immediately bends down and starts to take the water. And there was a yaksha. It was actually Dharmaraj, Yamaraj himself, yaksha. And he said, stop, don't drink this water. First, you must answer my questions. Bhim, being very, very, like he's a Kshatriya, a warrior, and a prince, and he was not taking any of that. He just looked at him, laughed, and started to drink. And immediately, Gurudev said, he fell down and fainted, that big bull. So then after some time, Yudhishthira realized, oh, Bhim hasn't come back. So he sent Arjuna. The same thing happened to Arjuna. He wouldn't answer the questions and he just began drinking and he fell down like dead. But Gurudev used the word Radhe Radhe. Gurudev used the word fainted. So then it happened with Nakula and Sahadev. Both of them also didn't ask permission, didn't ask or answer the questions, and they fell down. So then finally Yudhishthira himself went to this pond, Dharmakund. Going there, he saw his brothers and he was so shocked, but he was so thirsty that he thought, I should drink something first so that I can attend to my brothers. So he immediately bent down to take the water. And Yaksha, actually Dharmaraj, if you know the history or if you don't, the Dharmaraj is the father of Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Yudhishthira Maharaj's other name is also Dharmaraj, because he's the king of Dharma. But so his father was testing him and wanted to see what he would do. So he asked him, stop, don't drink this water until you answer my questions. So Maharaj Yudhishthira, who had more of a nature of a Brahmin actually, very, very calm and sattvic and didn't like fighting, he said, okay, I'll answer your questions, I'll do my best. And then Yaksha began to ask a series of questions, one of which is actually really quite famous that we hear a lot. Do you know some of them? I know the one, what is the greatest wonder?
What's the news?
What is the news? What is the most heavy? What is
the highest?
What is the most heavy? So then he was answering all of them. In my opinion, what is the most heavy thing in nature or in this world is mother. What is the news is that everyone is burning in the frying pan of this material world and rotating in samsara again and again and again. And then what is the most wonderful thing? The most wonderful thing, not wonderful in the terms that we use it, the most wondrous. The most wondrous thing is that everyone around us is dying. They're all rushing towards the jaws of death, and yet we ourselves make so many plans for the future, thinking that we ourselves are not going to die. As I'm almost falling over.
Let me just hold your hand as you're going down here.
So Yudhishthira Maharaj answered all of these questions. So then Yamaraj himself said, okay, you've answered all of my questions very nicely. So now you can have one of your brothers back. You can choose. And so immediately Yudhishthira chose one of his brothers that was not from Kunti. He chose Nakula. Yeah, Nakula. So Dharmaraj asked him, why? Why did you choose Nakula? Why didn't you choose Bhima or Arjuna, who could help you fight the war that will come? Why did you only choose one of the not weaker, but one of them? And he said, oh, because I'm alive and my mother is Kunti and his other mother is Madri. And he said, so at least one of Madri's sons should also live. So I chose because of that. And then Yaksha was very, very pleased, and he showed himself who he was, who he is. And he told Yudhishthira that he could have all of his brothers back. And so they all woke up, and that was very beautiful. Wait, what walks on 4 something in the morning, 2 in the afternoon? Oh, I don't know what, I can't.
Jiva Pavana Prabhu has posted one question. Is that one of the questions?
I don't think so.
Baby crawls on 4. That's the man. As a baby, he crawls on 4, then walks on 2 in midlife, and then on 3 as an old man with 2 feet and a cane. So that's one of the answers, I guess. Can you give Achman to all the devotees? So now we're at Bimalakund, and Sudevi is going to give Achman. Wait. Somehow I need to bring it back down. One more. Okay, Sudevi's doing Achman for all of you. Jai. Okay.
So,
can you tell also about what happened in this area? Not here, but with Yudhishthira. Oh, it was zoomed in. I was wondering why it wasn't catching everything.
So one time, Durvasa Rishi, who is an incarnation of Lord Shiva, he is known for his very interesting kind of character. He can be very, very easily pleased, but he can also be very quickly displeased.
Yes, Mahapurush Prabhu, we know. It's just that we wanted to get here before it was dark, so we were speaking about Dharmakund because it's in the local vicinity. But if we would have went there, we wouldn't have been able to come here when it was still light. So, but thank you for that.
We were telling a few leelas in the car about Luklukki Kund and other places because we can't make it to all the locations. It's too dark and it's very rural here, and we want to get back not too late. So, not far from here, the Pandavas and Draupadi were, no, I was talking about
Durvasa.
So Durvasa went to Duryodhan, and he was in Hastinapur, and Duryodhan was serving him, trying to get on his good side. And Durvasa Rishi was testing him, waking up in the middle of the night, asking for something, and then 5 minutes later saying, no, I don't want it. But Duryodhan was very steady and very careful because he wanted a boon. So then Durvasa Rishi said, you've served me so nicely, what can I give you? I want to give you a boon. Duryodhan said, oh, my great Rishi, there is my brothers who are living in the forest, the Pandavas, and my request is that you should go and grace them with your company. But I ask one thing, that you go there after Draupadi has taken her prasad, her lunch. And so Durvasa Rishi, he said, okay, I'll do that. So he came here to Kamyavan with 60,000 of his disciples.
Wow.
And he went to the hermitage of Yudhishthira and the Pandavas. And Yudhishthira was like, oh, welcome. can we offer you something to eat? And Draupadi was kind of freaking out. She was given a bowl, like a pot, that whatever she cooked in it, it would be unlimited. It could feed unlimited persons until she ate. Once she took her meal, then nothing else would remain in that pot. Did you want to say something?
No.
So she took her meal, and Durvasa Rishi knew this. So he said, okay, no harm, we're going to go and take a bath, and then we'll come back for prasad. So Draupadi was going, what do I do? What do I do? And finally, she did the only sensible thing anyone can do. She closed her eyes and she meditated and called for help. She called Krishna. Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Gosvāmī Mahārāja said at that time, Krishna was sitting down and Rukmini Devi was serving him his lunch. He personally served in Dwarka. And Krishna heard Draupadi's calling, and immediately he got up and he left there, and he arrived here in Kamyavan. And Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Gosvāmī Mahārāja, he said this is to show that it doesn't matter where in the world we are, whether we're in Vrindavan, whether we're like 1,000 miles away. He said the Pandavas, Draupadi, were 1,000 miles from Dwarka, but in an instant, because Draupadi called to him, Krishna came to save her. So he gave this as a lesson for us, that we should have that kind of faith, that Krishna is our maintainer. We are completely dependent on him. And if we are in need, or if we actually are understanding the need of the Atma, then the only beloved of the Atma is Radha Krishna conjugal. So Krishna arrived in Kamyavan. He arrives and immediately comes to the door, and Draupadi is so happy. And Krishna said, oh, I'm so hungry. Can you feed me? She's like, oh no, now what? She said, Krishna, Durvasa Rishi came with 60,000 of his disciples. They're taking bath in Bimala Kund. And now I have to have something ready for him before they come back. But I've already taken my lunch, so nothing will be here anymore. I can't make anything. And Krishna looked and he said, let me see the bowl. Let me see it. Is there anything left? She said, no, I've washed it. But Krishna took it and he looked, and in one little like crevice, he saw one tiny little piece of spinach, and he picked it out and he ate it, and he burped. And he said, Triptosmi, Triptosmi, I am satisfied, I am satisfied. At that moment, Durvasa Rishi and 60,000 rishis all began to belch, and they were all feeling, my God, I'm so full. What am I going to do? We can't go there. They now have cooked for 60,000 people, and we're not hungry. We can't eat one thing. And Durvasa Rishi had a realization. Our Gurudev said that he remembered all of a sudden that he had once offended one great devotee of Krishna. What was his name?
Ambarish Maharaj.
And he said, and Chakra was chasing me for like an eternity. And then he thought, what have I done? I was so crazy to have done this and to come and to test the Pandavas like this in Draupadi. And they all looked at each other and they thought, quickly, let's go to Tapalok, let's get out of this world, let's go quickly. And by the speed of mind, they left this planetary system to get as far as they could away from Kamyavan and the Pandavas. So I was wondering, though, if you could tell something about this mood, that worshipping Krishna or worshipping Guru, the question that Gurudev asked.
Okay.
And then I do want to tell a little something about Bimal Kund.
Okay. So very, very important pastime lesson is here in this particular pastime that we've just heard. Krishna took that one leaf of spinach, and by that he felt satisfied. And immediately, the entire universe was satisfied. There's a verse in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Yatatarod Mulani Shechanena, Tripyanti Tatskandabujopashaka, Pranopaharat Shaitendriyanam, Tataiva Sarvahanam Achyutejya. Just as one waters the root of the tree, automatically the entire tree is satisfied. Every leaf, every branch, the trunk, every part of that tree is satisfied. Or just as one puts food in their mouth and digests it, and automatically their entire body is completely nourished. In the same way, if you give your love and affection to the source or the root of everything, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham bija pradapita, Aham sarvasya prabhava, I am the source of everything, I am the seed-giving father of everything in existence. If we give our love and affection to the source, the root of everything, then automatically that love and affection will be touched and felt properly. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he was explaining that some people, they will ride on a nice horse-drawn carriage, thinking, oh, this is so lovely, what a beautiful experience this is. But they forget how much difficulty comes to the horses who have to carry them. So in the material world, when we try to play favorites, oh, I'm going to make this my friend, then this person's going to feel that they're left out. I'm going to give charity over here. Well, the food and the snacks that you're giving charity with are made by these poor kids over here who, hey, stay over there. See? We don't want the monkey to come and get what we have. So this is the nature of things in this material world. It's not fair. It doesn't have any fairness. But when one gives their love and affection to Krishna, and especially in first and foremost at the lotus feet of Sri Guru, then automatically everything within Krishna's creation is satisfied. So that moment that Krishna took that one particle of spinach, automatically all of those personalities, Durvasa and his 60,000 disciples, were immediately completely fulfilled. And we also have heard of the similar situation with Sudama. Krishna found that one grain of chipped rice and he took it. In that very moment, the entire world, the entire creation was satisfied because that offering was with pure love and affection. So this is one of the main tenets, the main principles of Krishna consciousness, is that we give priority to Krishna, not to everyone and everything of this world. Devotional service does not mean devotion to everything else. Devotional service, and especially this verse, Anyabhilashita Shunyam, means devotion to Krishna, exclusively for his pleasure, for his happiness, for his benefit, what is favorable to him, without any other, anya abhilash, any other desire. So what is exclusively for Krishna. And by that, everything is automatically taken care of. This is very important because even as devotees or aspiring devotees, we can become confused about these points and try to make anything else, anya abhilash, any other desire or any other activity, we'll try to superimpose onto that this is devotional service. It might be with devotion, but it cannot be considered bhakti. And only bhakti, or pure bhakti, can relieve us from the clutches of material existence and engage us in the transcendental service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna.
Jai Ho. So, one Vaishnava there, I think his name is Mahapurush, he's saying that Krishna also married 10 million daughters of one king, of King Bimal here. I haven't read that actually. He had how many queens? Like 6,000 queens.
10,000 queens.
10,000 queens. So our Gurudev said he just mentioned the daughters, but he didn't say how many.
I know that Mahārāja Chitraketu, can you step down one more? I know that Mahārāja Chitraketu had 10 million queens, but I don't know about the daughters of Bimal Raj.
16,000.
16,000?
So what these daughters of this King Bimal Raj, they were in their previous birth, they were in Janakpuri. They were in Janakpur. They were in the place of Sita Devi. And when Sri Ram came to marry Sita, and all of the young girls saw Ram, they had within their hearts this desire, I want him as my beloved. I want to marry him. And of course, we know Sri Ram only accepted one wife, and that is Sita Devi. So they came back in Dvarpa Yuga so that they could marry Krishna. Krishna has to fulfill the desires of his devotees. So the king saw that his daughters, many of them, at first the wives, maybe 16, I don't know how many thousands of wives.
10,000 wives.
10,000 wives. None of them could have children.
They were queens, 10,000 queens.
10,000 wives or queens, same thing. Same thing, same.
A queen is different than a wife.
10,000 queens.
Yes.
And none of them could have children. Finally, he had all of these daughters, and they were now at marriageable age. So there was one rishi named
Yajnavalkya.
and he told him, you should send a message to Krishna in Vrindavan. Actually, not Krishna in Vrindavan, he's in Kamyavan. So, actually, no, Mathura.
Krishna was in Mathura at the time.
Mathura.
And that king was
The king was
in the Sindhu province, north.
So a message came. The king sent a message, a letter to Krishna. And the person carrying it, when they got close to Braj, they were going to Mathura and they met grandfather Bhishma. And Bhishma said, oh, Krishna is now in Kamyavan, probably with the Pandavas. So he's like, Krishna's in Kamyavan, you should go there. So he came to this place and Krishna saw this message and he became so happy. And he went to the king and he married these daughters and he brought them back here to Kamyavan, to Bimalkund. And it is said that Krishna engaged in ras with them. He manifested himself into so many different Krishnas and he danced with them and he played in the water with them. It is said that this kund in one kalpa came from their tears of happiness, that they were so extraordinarily happy to finally attain Krishna, that they were all weeping in ecstasy, which created this kund. Another beautiful story about how this kund came to be. Huh? No, say it.
Oh, pastime.
Pastime, not story. Pastime about how this kund came to be is that during Kartik month, during Chaturmasya actually, all of the holy places of pilgrimage, all of the holy rivers come to Vraj. This is why so many people make pilgrimage here and they bathe in all of the places and they go to all of these pastime places of Krishna, because all of those holy places reside here at that time. So at that time, Krishna noticed that all of the holy rivers in the universe had come to Braj, but Pushkar did not come.
Who is Pushkar?
Who is Pushkar?
He is the leader, the topmost of all of the holy places.
He didn't come. So Krishna immediately, when he thought, oh, he hasn't come, and he thought of Yogamaya, at once this spring came out of the middle of this. It was like not a lake at that time, but a spring just came out and a beautiful Kishori came out, the personification of that lake. She came out and she began to serve Krishna, and Krishna performed so many beautiful rasik pastimes with her. When he was done, when they were completed, Krishna was so pleased with her. He said, from this day you will be known as Vimal Devi, and because you have served me so wonderfully.
Supremely pure.
Supremely pure, with purity. So it is said that if you bathe here at any time, but if you bathe in this kunda, in Bimal Kund, that you get the merit of bathing 7 times in Pushkar. So it's magnified. But then at the time of Kartik and the time of Chaturmasya, it magnifies and magnifies. And there was one other story, wasn't there? What?
This about the ending pastimes.
No.
Ah.
I think the only other thing was the Pandavas. Draupadi came here one day, the queen of the Pandavas. She came here one day on her own to take bath. And there was one king, his name is Jayadratha, and he was very attracted to her. But he happened to also be the brother-in-law of the Pandavas and Kauravas. But he was still lusty after Draupadi. So he was here in Kamyavan and he wanted to kidnap her. It just so happened that she came here alone that day and he saw her. And he tried to coax her to come into his chariot and she wouldn't. So he became angry and he grabbed her and pulled her into his chariot. And with 4 horses began on his chariot to drive away as quickly as possible. He thought, what could be more shaming for these illustrious Pandavas than to have their queen kidnapped? They're the most strong, the greatest archer of the world. They were supreme. And so he thought, I will show them. They will become like laughing stocks. So he was kidnapping Draupadi and she started to scream for Bhima and Arjuna. They heard her, and the description that Gurudev gives is that they were running so fast, they ran faster than those horses.
Wow.
And they caught the chariot. They caught Jayadratha and ripped him from the cart.
What did Arjuna do?
Oh, he shot his arrows, fire arrows actually. They were lit on fire and he was firing arrows of fire. Anyway, they caught him and they brought him in front of Draupadi, on your knees in front of Draupadi, you tried to steal our queen. Then they brought him to their elder brother Yudhishthira, who was their king. So Yudhishthira was looking at him, but Yudhishthira has such a great mood of compassion. Bhima and Arjuna were saying, it is Shastra, if someone kidnaps your wife, then they should be killed. He should be killed. And Yudhishthira was thinking, yes, well, it was Draupadi who was accosted, kidnapped. He knew Draupadi was also very soft and fire. So he said, let Draupadi melt out the punishment. So Draupadi looked at him with compassion. Why? Because she thought, he's married to like my sister. She's my sister-in-law. I don't want her to spend the rest of her life as a widow and to be crying the rest of her days because of this. You should let him go. Teach him a lesson and let him go. So they thought, what is the worst thing we can do? Krishna himself says, for one who is known honor, dishonor is worse than death. So they thought, we'll dishonor him. So they shaved his head, but they left shikas, 5 different sikas in different places on his head. And he had a mustache and a beard, and they took off the mustache and just left the beard. And they took his cart or his chariot and they made him just walk back on his own. So he was completely and horrifically shamed for a Kshatriya. So this pastime also happened here. Also, Lord Indra, who is the father of Arjuna, he also saw that Duryodhana was coming here to make some problem. So he sent down his own bodyguard, one of his own men, Chitrasen. He's a demigod. He sent him down with an army to fight with Duryodhana and some of his goons, his brothers. And they took them, and they were actually bringing them in a mood of as a prisoner to the heavenly planets. And Yudhishthira told Bhima, Arjuna, Kula and Sahadev, you go and you save them. And they're like, but this is to our advantage. You know, this is good. And he said, no, they are our brothers. So they are against us. We have to defend our brothers. So they went and they fought with the demigods and they won. And this also pleased Lord Indra. And many, many different things happened, but that's all Mahabharata. We won't get into that. But that also happened here in Kamyavan. There are so many lessons with Draupadi and the Pandavas and Krishna. Especially, we know the prayers of Queen Kunti and how Queen Kunti was praying, please always let these calamities come to us. Because when there are these calamities, you're always engaged in coming and saving us. But when we're not suffering, when we're not having all of these difficulties, you'll go back to Dwarka and you'll be there and we'll be bereft of your darshan. So please always let these things remain so that you can always continuously save us. So many beautiful lessons in every aspect of Mahabharata, but especially this lesson about trying to give first and foremost to Krishna, not worrying about everything else. Also, once our Gurudev, he said, what is more important? How should you be? He said, should you go and please all of the Vaishnavas in the hopes of pleasing Gurudev? Or should you serve and please Gurudev in the hopes of serving and pleasing all the Vaishnavas? And everybody had differences of opinion. Everybody was saying, oh no, you should serve the Vaishnavas. And so there was like a thing where everybody raised their hands and they came up with the Pandits are arriving on all sides. Everywhere they're arriving. So, where was I?
Pleasing Gurudev versus pleasing all the Vaishnavas.
They're all raising their hands. They're saying it's better to please the Vaishnavas and that will please Gurudev. And Gurudev said, wrong. Wrong. He said, you cannot please everyone. It is quite impossible. Even one child you cannot please. It is impossible. He said, but if our mood is to serve our Gurudev, then automatically all the Vaishnavas will become pleased. Not that we neglect the Vaishnavas. Of course, we want to serve those who are close to Guru, who are close to Krishna, who knows his moods. But Gurudev said we cannot please everyone individually. Oh, come to my class. No, you should come to my class. Well, what about my class? Everybody will want to do any kind of almost like owning of you. We had this kind of thing happen to us when we first came to Keshavji Gaudiya Math. All different Vaishnavas were trying to take us. You come to my class, don't go to this person's class, come to my class. And finally, we were coming to Gurudev's class late every day. And they were saying, no harm, don't worry. And we didn't know what to do. We thought we should please the Vaishnavas. And then Gurudev asked one of the girls in the group we were in, coming late, he said, who is your Guru? Them or me? Who is your Guru? Why are you late? And it was a chastisement for all of us. So those Vaishnavas that enhance our understanding of our Gurudev, his moods, his conceptions, and show us how to properly honor and worship and follow proper sadachar, proper etiquette, Guru-disciple etiquette, then we accept that. But we don't take that over our Gurudev. Our Gurudev is first and foremost. Gurudev said, this is like a hospital. He said, my temple, this is many years before. Maybe there are many, many doctors now. But he said, this is like a hospital, and I am the only doctor. Everyone else is sick here to different degrees. Some are more like nurses, and they're able to help me. Some are critical. They're in critical condition. And he said, but I am the only doctor here. So he said, be careful where you give your love, where you give your attachment. You can give honor and respect, but your love and attachment should go to first and foremost Sri Guru, who is flowing where? Krishna Karuna Sindhu, like this, where everything will be magnified and all will be happy. So these pastimes here in this Kamyavan are all teaching us in one way or another that we should try not to fall under these cheating tendencies, thinking that I will do all of these other things to please Guru or Krishna. But actually we please the source and everyone else is pleased. And Sri Krishna manifests his mercy in the form of Sri Guru, Krishna Kripa Shri Murti, that is Gurudev. Krishna, what he wants to say to you, what he wants to tell you, what you need to move forward in your life from this point on. Krishna has manifested in your life as that Guru, and everything he wants to tell you, everything you need to know to make progression toward your eternal perfection is happening in that kind of Sangha. So we don't go and try to be independent, and we try to be with a clean and open heart, like an open book where Sri Guru can write anything, and we will make so much rapid advancement. So thank you for giving me a moment to speak. We have to give the Pandas here now a chance to do what they're going to do, I think.
Hare Krishna.
Jai. This is my panda every time.
Panda, Kamban.
Ah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vimala Kunda Panda.
अपने माता पिता नंद बाबा यशोदा माँ उनकी वृद्धावस्था थी, उनके बस की नहीं था। भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने अपने माता पिता नंद बाबा यशोदा माँ के लिए द्वापर में भादव मास की शुक्ल पक्ष भोजन थाली की रोज को चारों धाम 84 तीर्थों को बुलाया है। जिस समय माता पिता को लेके आए वो समय आकाश से चंदन की वर्षा हुई है, बीच में से दूध की धारा निकली है जो माता पिता के चरणारविंद में आई है। माँ गंगे को प्रणाम किया है, एक गंगे तेरे को बारंबार प्रणाम। एक सिंधु देश चंपक नगरी राजा बिमल, जिनके 16,101 कन्याएं थी, जिनके कोई पुत्र नहीं था, सबसे बड़ी कन्या थी बिमला। वृद्धावस्था हो गई, राजन को बुढ़ापा आ गया। उस राजन को उन कन्याओं के प्रति चिंता लगने लगी कि भाई मेरा बुढ़ापा है, मैं इन कन्याओं को वर कहाँ ढूंढूं। हर एक कन्या की अभिलाषा थी कि वर मिले तो भगवान श्री कृष्ण मिले, और भक्ति मिले तो भगवान श्री कृष्ण की मिले। सिंधु देश के राजा के पास नारद जी पहुँचे। नारद जी ने कहा, हे राजन, आप इतना दुखी क्यों हो? एक आदि वृंदावन धाम है जिस ब्रज धाम को एक माँ तुलसी के नाम से बोलते हैं, वो वृंदावन धाम में जाओ, उन कन्याओं का कार्य सफल हो जाएगा। सिंधु देश का राजा विमल ब्रज 84 कोस में ब्रज यात्रा करता हुआ,
ट्रांसलेशन चाहिए, इंग्लिश चाहिए, इंग्लिश, नो इंग्लिश,
हिंदी ब्रज भाषा, ब्रज 84 कोस की परिक्रमा करता हुआ यही आदि वृंदावन माँ तुलसी के धाम में आया। यहाँ देखा पर्वत पे 5 वर्ष की अवस्था है, श्याम वर्ण है, मोर मुकुट है, मुख पे मुरलिया है, बगल में लाठी है, श्यामा गऊ है, भगवान गऊ चरा रहे। सिंधु देश के राजा विमल ने आकर के भगवान के चरणान बिंद पकड़ लिए और विलाप करने लगा, रोने लगा। भगवान ने कहा कि राजन, आप तो दुखी हो, आप इन कन्याओं को लेके आए हो, आपके कोई पुत्र नहीं है। इतना कहने पर सिंधु देश के राजा विमल ने 16,101 कन्या को भगवान हरे कृष्ण अर्पित कर दिया। भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने सभी कन्याओं को अपना पटरानी बना दिया। उनके साथ में महाराज किया है। महाराज इतना प्रेम का हुआ, इतना प्रेम का, जो प्रेम के अश्रु आने लग गए। प्रेम के अश्रु हैं, प्रेम के अश्रुओं से ये बिमला कुंड को भरा है। सिंधु देश का राजा विमल था, उसके नाम से बिमला कुंड। सबसे बड़ी कन्या थी बिमला, ये मेन मंदिर बिमला देवी। ये निपुत्री को पुत्र दे और कोड़ी को पाया। इसके स्नान करने से, कथा सुनने से, ब्रज रज लगाने से इनकी निर्मल काया हो जाती है। मुक्ति कहे गोपाल से, मेरी मुक्ति दे बताए, और ब्रज रज मस्तिष्क लगे, मुक्त मुक्त हो जाए। इस्कॉन पंडा कामन तीर्थ रोहित, इस्कॉन पंडा।
जय हो।
हरे कृष्णा, मोबाइल नंबर
हरे कृष्णा, राधे राधे। जय हो, जय हो।
हरे कृष्णा, इस्कॉन पंडा।
हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा।
और
वल्लभपुरी संप्रदाय।
थैंक यू। ओके, हरे कृष्णा, राधे राधे। Tell him, ask him to give blessings to all the Vaishnavas.
ब्रज को बास दे, ब्रज में बारंबार।
No, but to them, to them.
ऐसे सबको आशीर्वाद दे दे जो देख रहे हैं ना।
भक्ति दे, शक्ति दे, भक्ति दे, शक्ति दे।
They're giving blessings to all of you.
राधा रानी बारंबार बुलावे।
They want to be, they should be blessed to be here next year.
हरे कृष्णा,
हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा, हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे, हरे
Jai ho, jai ho, jai ho. I wanted to do a little bit of Hare Krishna.
It's very loud now.
जो निकल चलो।
You want to do it here? From here?
I don't want to, where are we going to go?
Well, we should just be here.
बहुत कृपा हुई, ठाकुर जी के दर्शन दिया।
लॉकडाउन में वो जी,
लंबे समय है।
हाँ, कृष्णा की कृपा है जो आपको बुलाया है। हाँ,
They're very, very wonderful and enthusiastic.
It's very loud.
Yeah.
Where's the Nupin Sudevi? Oh, he's up there.
जैसे निकल चलो।
You gave donations.
I
to
give everybody.
And him?
Yes, him too.
Okay.
He's kind of amazing. Look at him.
We can go over this
Hare
way if you
Krishna.
want.
Okay, we're gonna go this
Careful
way.
for the chain and the trees and the bats and the monkeys. I've got a stick.
It's RT time, so it's a little loud.
But over there it's going to be even crazier. And
That's why I was wondering if we could just kind of sit here.
but it's dark in here.
It's beautiful here. Look,
It's a good angle.
sure look.
Okay. Hare.
Do you hear all the conches?
Everyone's doing arti now everywhere.
श्री कृष्णा मन टेम्पल विमल कुंड, कृष्णा, हरे गोपाल।
There's a tree here full of fruit bats. That tree that's dangling there in the distance.
प्रभु जी ऐसे बंदरों का टोल है, जैसे
Ah,
बंदर बिगड़ रहे हैं, देखो ऊपर भी बंदर है।
Okay.
शाम का टाइम
the
है।
monkeys
The
will get
monkeys
upset.
are at night.
रेंजर है,
ऐसे बंदर।
Yes. At night the monkeys do their crossing. So
बंदर बदमाश है।
okay.
He said the monkeys
A
are
bad
bad.
character.
They're naughty.
Look who we found.
Hey, Anup Sudevi, Radhe Radhe.
Okay. So I was hoping we could chant some Maha Mantra, as it happens to be the favorite and non-different from Krishna himself. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look at that beautiful temple. Okay. So here we are. There's the balloon people again. Śrī Dāmodara.
Look at these cows.
They're beautiful. Anyway, I was hoping we could sit somewhere and do Maha Mantra. Wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, it's loud.
Hare Rama, Hare
We were trying.
Rama. It's getting louder.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
They don't know we're trying to go to a quiet place. Oh, it got quiet.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Giriraj.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Who? कौन है?
गिरिराज कौन देना गिरिराज
And Nanda Baba?
यशोदा मैया
And
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Outside. Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Now we won't be able It's too crazy.
We have to go back that way.
No.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
You're from the we went. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. We have like a huge send-off. Look, everybody's come to see us off.
Mahaprabhu Mandir.
Mahaprabhu Mandir. Kishori? I hope we can bring a camera. So far, everyone seems okay with cameras. Who's that over there?
Look, it's Gurudev's Thakurji in the background.
Kishori ji? I have to give something.
Om Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
They're all waiting. I don't know what for.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Okay.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Ho. I gave, no? Kishori, I only have 50 rupees left.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
I gave. Haribol. He's a Braj Basi, we're being told. Where is our driver? Okay. So, Kishori ji, I don't have anything left. I have no money left. I'm finished. It's finished. Okay, should we sign off now? Okay, we're gonna sign off now. Kishori, he's passing out some biscuits, but oh, Kishori ji, Hare Krishna. I have nothing. No, nothing. Why? You guys? No. They're all coming after me. Kishori, we have to say goodbye to everyone.
Krishna.
Okay, bus.
I have to keep my mask on.
Can you come over here for a minute?
Yes.
We just want to say goodbye to everyone real quick.
So it's a little bit
wild out here, as you can see. Radhe, 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 radhe.
Radhe, radhe.
I recognize all. Then we need to get back over the border into UP again from Rajasthan into Vrindavan before it gets too late. And we don't know how safe it is out here.
Egg minute, no, punch, egg minute, please.
So we don't have much room. They're crowding and everyone wants to get the attention. So we're not able to focus at this moment. I would even like to pull out the iPad and show you Thakurji, but I don't think that's a good idea at this moment.
Yeah, I think we have to.
So we look forward to being with all of you tomorrow. Sorry it's short, but anyhow, I don't know what time it is.
I think it's been a few hours.
We look forward to being with all of you tomorrow. Very soon also we're going to deliver those blankets onto the ladies.
And we're going to do it
and
live so
persons
that you can see it.
who need them at Radha Kund.
Yeah, it's
'cause
pretty
getting
crazy.
quite cold out.
But it's just, yeah.
We look forward to being with all of you tomorrow. Dandava pranam.
bus.
Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Bolo Radhe Radhe Radhe. Jai 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 Shri Radhe. Radhe Radhe Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Shri Radhe. Radhe Radhe Radhe. Jai 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 Shri Radhe. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki
Jai 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 Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai. Radhe Radhe, dear Vaishnavas. See you tomorrow. Dandava Pranam.